We just meshed, bro. Boom! Welcome to Fight Heads MMA, you guys. I know some of y'all ain't in here yet, but get your asses in here. Look what I got today. He's co-hosting with me today. We're going to chop it up for about 30 minutes, and then we will be joined by our special guest, Mr. Elvin EL Bandido'Brito. Yes, y'all. Welcome, you guys. Here he is, Brandon, the janitor Pennington. Welcome, Coach. How are you?
I'm real good. How about you?
I'm blessed, baby, by the best. What's going on? Talk to me. Thank you for coming up today and co-hosting with me. I know I threw that on you last minute, but it just popped into my head.
Oh, Nick, you know I love you, man. You know, we're family. You know, I love chopping it up with you. I had time, so Fridays I'm off work, so I don't have a lot going on Friday. So
where are you at? Are you at the gym right now?
I'm at home. This is just the backdrop behind me.
Okay.
That the wifey set up for me, so that way, like when I do these, nobody can really see everything behind me that's going on, like all my dogs.
Your family. That's all. Those dogs is your family, baby.
Oh, my babies, yeah, our babies, yeah, for sure.
Tell Mrs. Pennington I said hello.
She can hear you.
Hi, Ashley.
So she can hear you. She's hanging out. She just got done doing some makeup and everything. So
okay, her makeup tutorials. Did she do one today?
She didn't do one today. She just did her makeup. We have a lot to do today. So
okay.
For this, we have a whole lot to do. I got to clean the gym, and then I got to get Stefan from the airport.
Okay.
So we got a whole lot going on. So
yes, that's one of our main reasons for being up here today. Tell us all about it. I didn't tell nobody nothing. I may have mentioned it a couple times, but I didn't go into depth because I really wanted you to talk about it and tell what's going on.
Yeah, so Stefan Bonner, you know, for people that don't know him, I hope a good majority of people know who he is. I mean, like, I don't think MMA or even the UFC might be where it's at if it wasn't for him. I mean, his fight with Forrest Griffin is absolutely legendary. One of the greatest fights of all time. Was on the first season of The Ultimate Fighter. So it was awesome. Made him famous. He's fought some of the best in the world, from Anderson Silva to John Jones, Rashad Evans, Lyoto Machida. The list goes on. Forrest Griffin, of course. He's going to come to a 2-hour MMA seminar. We're going to do 1 hour of striking and 1 hour of grappling. He's a black belt under Carlson Gracie. So very knowledgeable jiu-jitsu guy, also a black belt in Taekwondo. And he was a Golden Gloves boxer as well.
Was he?
He was, yeah. So he's got quite a background on him. So I'm excited. I got to interview him. I don't know if you watched. I got to interview him recently.
I have not seen it yet, my friend. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I know you're busy. I got to interview him. He's certainly a character in a good way. He kind of goes to show like his mentality of what really brought him to the game. You know, not really necessarily trying to. He's entertaining. You know, he's entertaining. He'll go out there and put it all on the line for the fans. I think that's what made him so famous. Like, he's, you know, similar to that of Justin Gaethje. You know, they're very similar. If you really think about it, personality wise, very similar. Always personality, fighting wise, anyways. Outside of the cage, I think they're very different. But I think in the cage they're very similar as far as like how their approach, their mental approach at things. They're willing to you know, definitely be kill or be killed. You know, true fighters there. So you know, he said things like, I could have took the easy way out and tried to play it safe and win fights, but I wanted to entertain the people. I was like, man. So I was like, man, this guy is a. Can you still see me, Nikki?
Yes, baby.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, yes, you got.
Oh, no reason, because my wife.
Your phone, you got a notification.
Yeah. No, my wife was starting to get a call or something. But yeah, no, she. You know, he basically he. You know, he was like, I could have taken the safe way out, but I didn't want to. You know, I wanted to entertain the people, and that's like remarkable when you think about that. Mm-hmm. He was like, that's the selfish approach, is what he called it. I did the selfless approach. I was like, Jesus, dude.
You too.
Yeah. I mean, I was smiling from ear to ear, though. I loved it. It was great. He's a great dude. I'm excited to have him out. I don't really know him really, to be honest. We've had a couple of conversations, but from all that I've gathered, he seems nice. I'm excited myself to spend 2 hours learning from him. I'm also going to take the seminar. So,
Okay, so what brought you to do this? What made you do this?
So Stefan Bonner is an instructor at the Silver, one of our affiliate gyms, the Silver Wolf in Las Vegas, Nevada. Also, they have a Fight Zone cage as well, which the Fight Zone cage is actually being designed for a new sport. It's for boxing in the cage, and Stefan is kind of I guess you could say, a talent scout for that, and also a hired instructor for the Silver Wolf. Okay. So when Jack, the owner, went out there, they hooked up, and we had talked about, why don't we do a seminar with him? And he gave me his number. I gave him a call. It was kind of awkward at first. Like, he was like, hello. And I was like, hi, this is Brandon with Fight Zone from Virginia Beach. Hi, how you doing? Like, dude, I'm not even gonna lie, I was intimidated. So I mean, but it turned out to be really cool. He was super easy to deal with, to get the deal done. He didn't want a whole lot up front or anything like that. Just some basic stuff, which I mean, we were able to give him. So
understood. So how many people do you have signed up for this?
So we're looking at probably, I think we're going to be in the realm of probably like 15 to 20 people. At this point. Yeah, it's going to be, I think, a pretty good turnout. Even Reggie's going.
So, I imagine so.
Yeah.
I imagine so.
Even Reggie's going. So we got quite a few people. I think we're going to have, I think it may even be more than that. I'm just being generous right now, because I don't, don't want to hope this many people comes, but really it's going to be this many people.
Right.
But I'm confident it's going to be a pretty good turnout. I'm going to be pretty happy with it, and I think it's good for the community. I mean, you get to learn from a world-class talent. He was a great fighter. He really was, and he definitely a well-rounded set of skills that I feel like showed itself more towards the end of his career. Mm-hmm. He spent a lot of his career brawling. Towards the end, he kind of showed the more technical side of, the things he was really good at, like his jiu-jitsu,
right?
Even some aspects of his wrestling, like, you kind of got to see a little bit. So I'm excited to learn from him. I hope I get to roll with him. I can imagine how that'll turn out, but I'll let you know.
Are you recording this, the session that you guys are having?
Probably. Yeah, I think so. We're probably going to record it. I don't know that Ashley's taking it or not. If she's not, I'm assuming she will. If not, we'll probably have somebody else.
Okay. I just want to know, so you can send me some clips or send me the footage so I can watch it and check it out, because I would have usually been there. We would be doing this face to face, but I'm still not back home yet. Hopefully soon. Yeah. So what else is going on?
So right now, of course, Reggie's got the bare knuckle stuff going on. We're awaiting an official opponent, so that's happening. We're getting prepared for that. I have a student who's going to fight at the Spartacus card at the very end of the month here, so he's pretty well prepared.
Who?
Noah Whitford, or Noah the Black Eagle Whitford. Now that's his.
Okay. You know what? I talked to Eddie Mercado yesterday. I got to drop his interview too. I spoke with him, and he brought up that young man's name, Noah, and he's kind of impressed with that young man. So he's got his eyes on him. Who is he fighting?
So Noah's fighting a really tough dude from Bushido. His name's Lafrage Lassane. Pretty tough kid. He's making his debut. People don't know him, but he's been doing jiu-jitsu for a long time. I know him from the jiu-jitsu scene. He's a purple belt. So this is definitely going to be a war. We expect a 3-round war. We've been preparing for a 3-round war. I've even been in the trenches with him. Like, I've not just been coaching him. I've been training with him. So it's one of those things. I think he's but regardless of all that, Noah's going to come out on top. So we're very well prepared. I'm very confident in the tactics. I'm confident in his skill set. I think he is too. And regardless, purple belt or not, or whatever, Noah will be the better fighter on that night.
What weight class?
155 lightweight.
Okay. So how long have you had Noah in training camp for this upcoming bout?
So been about 2 months. So not too long. It hasn't. Actually, I don't even think it's been about 2 months. I think it's been about a month and a half.
And this will be his Emmy debut?
This is his second amateur fight. So his first amateur fight, he starched a guy in 28 seconds.
Okay.
Which I think is why Eddie Mercado has his eyes on him. A lot of people do. Noah's become a hot prospect just off of that alone. People want to see what else he's able to do. And now we're going to have a really tough opponent and a tough fight. And he's going to show the world what he can do.
Right. Some tough fighters come out of there. Machito.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, and I've had pretty good affiliations with them over the years, so it's going to be kind of weird. I've never cornered a fight against them. Well, except for I wouldn't count Reggie versus Thomas because I did not corner or coach that fight. But I've never had to be really on the opposite side of the fence from them aside from that one time. So much respect to that gym. I like the coaches there, Greg and Allen, and are really great guys. Will Lucian too. I don't know him too well, but he seems like a cool dude as well. And me and Thomas, of course, are buddies. So going to be kind of weird to be on the opposite side of the fence, but hey, it's a fight game. It is what it is. It's business.
Did you happen to? I know this is probably gonna be off center, but did you happen to catch Scott's fight last weekend?
I did. Yeah, man, I would say that Scott is really, really, really tough. He's got a lot of aspects of his game though that he needs to work on. A lot. You could I'm not saying this to throw stones at him because I like Scott. Me and Scott have always been real cool, but personally, I saw a lot of technical deficiencies with his striking. I think he could have set up his wrestling a whole lot better. Granted, he got him down a couple times. Eventually, what happens is when you're not setting up your wrestling properly, this becomes predictable. And he was very predictable in his approach. And I think that's honestly what got him knocked out. It was pretty rough.
What I seen beyond all of that? What I seen was a young man who had not, due to his military service, you guys, so don't take this wrong. And Scott, don't take this wrong, baby, if you're watching or you see this. I'm going to be 100% real. I know what I seen. And I might not be right there on the spot, but y'all let me know in different ways what's going on with you. And that ratchetness that you're dealing with, young man, is what caused you to go in there and take that fight after not being ready for it. You just wanted to fill your mind with something. You needed to occupy yourself. I don't need you to do that. If you're going to fight, baby, I need you to get ready for it. Oh my gosh. I usually don't speak on stuff like this, but come on.
You care. It's hard not to. And I mean, I think that
I really like this kid. And when I seen he was fighting, I was excited for him. And I was like, okay, maybe he's been quietly in a little camp and ain't tell nobody, make boom, surprise, I'm back. We're going to get it done. And then I looked at it, I was watching it, and I just seen something altogether different. And I was like, damn. And you know what? Y'all going in unfocused and not doing it for the right reason can get you hurt. Because I feel like that should have been one he should have won. And I think using his technique and the stuff that we know that he already got.
I definitely think that's part of it. I do think, though, I mean, hats off to the dude. I think the dude was just holistically a better fighter than him, to be totally honest with you. But I also think he was not emotionally prepared. I think, like you said, he just jumped into camp hoping that, relying on – I mean, who knows how much he really had grown in the last couple of months. I mean, you didn't really heard much about his training. You just heard about, to be honest, some of his personal stuff that I'll be honest, I think he should keep that stuff.
So if that's what I'm saying, when that's not the usual, I know that is a distraction.
Well, I think also he's making it worse. I think that stuff, man, I'm not going to lie because it's none of my business. I think he's hurting himself, to be honest. Some of the stuff that he's posting on Facebook, man, I think he needs to stop. He needs to be just motivated for himself and his daughter as much as possible and just try to keep some of this stuff off of Facebook and I know it's hard to do. I know it's got to be, before Ashley, I'm not going to lie. I've been in some tricky situations myself, never with a child involved, of course, because I don't have any kids, but relationship wise, I've been in some tricky stuff and it's hard to keep your mouth shut, but it's also one of those things too that when you know what's really going on and you're confident in here with what's going on and you know you're not doing anything wrong, then what need do you have to go and put everything out there and try to,
He wants somebody to help him, and I don't know what to do.
he's got to go somebody else though. I think professionally he should probably go see somebody. I think that might be a better, or just get a close friend that he confides in, that he feels like is wise enough to give him advice.
Come on now, you talking about trying to find a friend down there in a snake full of pit, in a pit full of snakes.
Look, I'm just trying to make I get what you're saying.
You know what it is. You know what it is.
Somewhere, though. I mean, even if it's on the other side of the world, I'm sure he's got to have some close friends. I highly doubt he doesn't have any people that are close to him. So it's not like you can't pick up the phone and call somebody and vent this stuff out in a healthier and more constructive way.
We all react differently to stress and emotional stuff. We all react differently. So hopefully I'm available if you want to speak to me, young man. I don't have no problem. We could chop it up anytime, baby.
Me too.
But I just, with me talking about the fighting and y'all as fighters and him being on the list of people that I know personally, I just wanted to kind of use him as a lightweight example as to what can possibly be a distraction, or what can possibly be an endpoint of your fight ending or going the way it goes.
Yeah.
Being distracted outside of the ring, and everybody can't help what they're going through. None of us can, as a matter of fact, but at the end of the day, I need y'all to be as focused as possible and taking fights for the right reasons.
I agree. And, I've done that too, where I've taken fights that I don't think I'm emotionally prepared for, and it didn't serve me well. And I don't think it's serving him well. And then on top of that too, I think he's I know it's hard not to put all, I mean, who could blame him for putting all his focus on what he's putting it on?
Absolutely. That little beautiful baby. She's beautiful. She
absolutely is. And I think that he's got to try to find balance. As hard as it is, he has to find balance. He has to find balance in between his goals, being a father.
You know what? When your world crashes into a brick freaking wall and you really didn't think or really didn't see it coming, oh yeah, that's something to have to bounce back from. So, I hope that we have a lot of people in our community right there that will reach out to Scott and, take him out to lunch or something, take him out to play basketball, and take his mind off the situation and help him move forward. Because I want to see this young man. He is such an intelligent young man, and he could have a nice little fight life outside of his military service, but we need him to be in the right frame of mind to fight. And because I don't want him to get hurt. I was so worried when I seen him out there. Yeah, I was just so worried. Like, I didn't know what to think.
Me and Ashley watched, we it's definitely was hard to watch. And, I hope he knows that when he sees this, like, I mean, nothing. I mean, I'm bad. I'm saying I care, and I want to see him, be okay, essentially. And it is one of those, I understand it seems like he's hit rock bottom in a way. And he's got to find a way to, thanks, Pop. He's got to find a way to come back from that and to build himself back up again, and also just be the best him that he can be for himself and his daughter. And I know it's hard, and I'm sure there's some more underlying stuff going on there that probably we all don't know about either. I doubt that it's all out there in the open.
Absolutely not, but just enough. You can see enough where like, God damn, we need to go grab hold of him, y'all, and surround him right now. He needs us, y'all, and I'm not there to physically do it, so I need y'all to put hands on him and freaking get his mind, help him get back to where he needs to be. So, because we want him to be keep being able to do what he does, and we got this. We got this.
That we do. And I mean, I definitely wish him the best. Me and him have never been really close. But what interactions I've had with him have all been positive. So, I
absolutely.
I really hope that, and and also too, like, And that's one of the things too, as well, that kind of sucks seeing him post some of the stuff he posts up, because it's like, man, like what interactions I've had with you, you didn't seem like this guy. And like, you know, he's got to be better than that. And I know it's hard to be the bigger person. It really, really, really is. But you have to be the bigger person. You have to be, even when it's tough. You know,
that's so much easier said than done in some instances.
It is. It is. You know, and I think we've all been there too, where it's hard to, where it really is.
Absolutely.
Pause.
Hell yeah, I struggle with that daily.
Yeah, everybody flips out and loses it sometimes, but you know, in this, he got to get a hold of himself. He's got to get a hold of him, and he needs people to help him do that. He needs friends and family to help him do that, and I hope that he's getting as much love and support as he can get. So,
well, you know where Coach Brandon is at, Scott. We need you to come on, baby, and let those that can help and will help do help you, okay? Because I want to see you make a big comeback. I have great things imagined in your fight future, baby, and I just want to see you execute everything outside of your military service. And thank you for your service, young man. Miss Nikki love you, baby. Miss Nikki love you, and I just want to see you survive and strive, baby. That's it. Moving on, let's talk about this Spartacus card. Woo-hoo. So we don't have no girl fights on the card, huh?
No, not that I know of anyway. I mean, there could be some that he just hasn't posted. I know sometimes he posts stuff last minute, but no girl fights. But a pretty decent card, I would say.
So you know what I want to talk about. Bing bang boom, that main event in the room. Ali versus Mitch. What is good? You wait a minute, let me go back a little bit, y'all. Let me go back. So yeah, I'm bringing up. Oh shit. This what had happened, y'all. We had kind of a little battle in the 170s down there. Everybody wanted to be that man. And on paper, Mitch was that guy. Mitch was the guy. So everybody was gunning for him. So Brandon came up from 155 to 170 and asked Mitch to fight him, and Mitch obliged, and them two had a war at Spartacus. The first Pro-Am show that Spartacus had, they put on a great event. Both men fought their best fight. And in the end of that fight, Mr. Aguilar was the victor with the spoils. Yeah. And it's just been bing bang boom since then. And now we hear. And then he fought Ali, who is another one of our 170s at LFA. And they had a crazy ass fight too. And Ali ended up being the victor in that fight, you guys. So now here we are. Brandon that's fighting. Ali has fought him, and him and Ali are going to fight again. And this time Brandon gets to be on the outside looking in again to see what the end result. Tell me what you think of this fight and tell me who you taking.
So, I'm very honest. These two are actually very similar in their approach. I think Mitch, I don't see Ali necessarily having the mental advantage over him, because I think Mitch is really mentally strong. I have to give him that credit. You can tell Mitch is a really mentally strong and tough person.
Yes.
I've been in there with him, so I know. And I mean, that was a fight I was dominating, right? To be honest, for the most part, I was winning. And he kept chugging and going. So I know how mentally tough this dude is. You go back and look at the first fight. Now, as short as it was, you saw a lot, right? It was kind of wild, right? They both came out really, really, really wild. I don't think you saw like a lot of technicality in it at all. I think it was.
I agree, brother. I agree.
Yeah, I think it was very wild. You know, Ali dropped him, and then Mitch dropped Ali, and then Ali. You know, Mitch was a little bit high on the back. Ali shook him off and then knocked him out and cleaned it. So here's my thing is I think that Mitch now is at a different camp. He's not training himself anymore, essentially, right? He's at Diego's camp full time, it looks like here. So I think his approach is going to be a lot different, which I think makes this very interesting. On the ground, I have to give Mitch the advantage. We've not seen a whole lot of Ali's ground game. I don't know how good his grappling is. Ali also just got knocked out recently. So it's kind of like, where is Ali mentally coming off of that knockout? But granted, though, Ali seems like he's a gamer no matter – he's a fighter's fighter. You know, Ali's a kill or be killed type of dude. So I don't know that that's going to affect him that much. But I'm not inside his head, so I don't really know.
Well, I spoke to him. We had a kind of a choppy interview, but yeah, I spoke to him. He sounds like he's in a real good place. I think that kind of reset him. That last knockout you're talking about, I think that really kind of reset him mentally. And like he said, all it takes is one.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
He's not bearing a grudge or carrying around extra anger because of that. I think he used that to motivate him to be better in this upcoming fight with Mitch.
I think Mitch has used this motivation as well. I mean, kudos to Mitch to take this fight again.
Absolutely. I was so surprised that these two were coming back together like this.
I was too. And kudos to Ali for obliging him, because Ali knows this is not going to be an easy fight. He knows this is dangerous.
Absolutely.
He felt that power the first time. He got hurt in the first fight as well. So it's kind of.
Yes, he said that.
He knows he can get hurt as well. So this is a very interesting fight. I think striking wise, I think you have to give the advantage to Ali. I think, but I don't know how much Mitch has grown in that time. Mitch has always been very kind of wild. But the thing is that makes Mitch's striking kind of unique is that Mitch, even though he's wild, he's not really technically profound. Mitch moves forward and he pressures and pressures and pressures. However, I think in this fight, if he fights that way again, it is going to work against him.
And I think Mitch liked to use combinations moving forward too, because that's how he got Ali. He knocked him down with that 1-2. He just boop,
boop. yeah, right. But here's the thing: you can't do that with everybody. Everybody is different.
No,
you have to be able to adjust to certain styles. Now, the thing is that makes this fight unique is how is Mitch going to adjust to Ali in this instance, and what happened in the first fight? Because Ali is clearly longer, taller, and I can honestly pick Mitch apart from the outside as Mitch tries to move straight in on him. So my thing is, if Ali is able to keep Mitch on the outside, and just outstrike him and just beat Mitch up as he moves straight in, because Mitch doesn't have a lot of head movement. He doesn't move his head. His head is always on the center line, and he moves in one linear fashion, really straightforward or straight back, right? So my thing is I think that if Mitch tries to fight him like that, he's going to walk into some bombs. But I think if Mitch is smart, he uses his striking to set up his grappling, and he takes Ali down. I think that's where the money is for him. I think that he could probably beat Ali on the ground, to be honest. I think that's – so I think this is kind of a pick 'em fight. I think this is really hard to say who's actually going to win because and then also Mitch has power too. So it's kind of – Mitch could also put Ali out at any second, and Ali could put him out as well. So it's very interesting. I could honestly see this – I definitely don't think this goes to distance. This is not going to go to distance. I can tell you that right now.
I don't think it is either.
I think it's very bad.
But do you think, because both of them, they just came out swinging for the hills in that first fight, do you think we see a step back from a half a step back for each of them? You know what I'm saying? Because like you said, in that the first punch that they threw, they kind of connected with each other, but Mitch ended up on the ground. So
it's hard to say because Mitch has that guns a-blazing mentality. Okay. I think we could see a step back from Ali and to be more tactical. For Mitch, it's really hard to say. I do think that technically he's probably way better than he was before, given where he's been, right? Okay. Absolutely. He's been under someone's coaching tutelage, right? And they're legitimate coaches out of there. You know, you got Harvey, you got Diego. He's been spending some time with some, you know, I know they have Selden Wright out of there as well, who's a very good wrestler. He's been spending some time with some high-level people. So, you know, you got to look at, he's definitely had to have gotten technically better. I have no doubt in my mind about that. I think he's humbled himself a whole lot since the first Ali fight. I think maybe he went back and realized I have to change my approach in some way. Now, if he changes his approach in actual fighting, though, that's the thing that's kind of, I think, going to be a deciding factor of this fight. Because if he comes out like he did the last fight, I think he gets knocked out, to be totally honest. If he comes out like he did the last fight, I think that's, you know, it's not a very intelligent approach. and he's going to get knocked out for it. I think, though, if he comes out and he's smart, he moves his head a little bit, he inches his way in, gets behind his jab, those combinations and works his way into some wrestling and into some takedowns. I think Mitch can win this fight. I actually think this is a very winnable fight for him. I think it's a winnable fight for both of them in different ways.
Right.
But it's one of those things, too, you kind of have to see how it plays out and how –
because we didn't even see that craziness that happened in the first fight coming.
Right, exactly. And, I'm kind of cool with them both, so I don't necessarily want to pick
one over the other.
Yeah, I don't want to pick either necessarily. But you kind of can hear, like, hopefully my analysis here is giving some good insight as to what could be. And I mean, I honestly think that what I'm saying is going to be pretty spot on. I think we're going to see, but I actually think that Mitch may have seen the error of his ways from that first fight and just from his initial approach. I mean, especially, at the end of the day, yeah, sure, we want to give the people a show, but also you want to win. That's the game. That's the name of the game. You want to win. And I think Mitch wants to win. I think Mitch wants his get back. So I think I would not be shocked if Mitch really humbled himself to saying, man, my approach needs to be different. Because in our fight, if you go back and look at our fight, right, for most of the fight, his approach got him in trouble.
Yeah.
Because he didn't really touch me up that much on the feet. He didn't. He didn't. To be honest, he hit me more on the ground than he did striking. Than he did standing up. And to be honest, that cut was really a grazing shot. It wasn't really a direct punch to his face. But his overcommitting to stuff got him in trouble. I'd like to see a more technical approach for him. Like I said, for him to really get behind his jab and inch his way forward, cut the cage off, things like that. Be technically profound. And I think that the thing is, Mitch is a freak athlete. You very rarely see athletes like him in our sport that are just freaks. This dude's a freak, an absolute fucking freak of nature. Imagine if he technically gets it right, what levels this dude can go. And he's still young. I think he might be 29 or 30 now. That's still pretty young for this sport. I'm very interested in seeing how he approaches this.
Mm-hmm. I'm excited. Kedrick Hurricane Harris McHale is back too. Do we know who his opponent's going to be?
Yeah, he's fighting Kane Tomlinson Sr. That's going to be an interesting fight too. I think Kedrick's got it though.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Tomlinson Jr. Senior?
Yeah.
Oh man, that's bombs. Both of them drop bombs.
I think both of them have bombs, but I think Kedrick is more technical.
Mm-hmm.
I think Kedrick's more technical of the two, and I think he KOs Senior in either one or two. That's how I see that fight happening. To be totally honest, I don't see. I mean, it depends on how much has Senior grown since the last time. He has not fought in a while. I don't know how much he's grown. I mean, I definitely think he could catch Kedrick for sure. You could definitely catch. Anybody can get caught, right? I mean, that's that's one of the things about our sport. Anything could happen. Things can happen at the drop of a hat. You saw in Mitch's and Ali's fight how much things can change. If he catches Kedrick early, I mean, I think he might be able to get it done, but I just don't see that happening. Kedrick, I'm sure, has grown technically over the last couple of years, and I think even then was already more technical than him. So I see this fight. I think he's just a better all-around fighter, grappling, striking. I think he wins this fight pretty handily. The Elias and Thomas fight is a very interesting fight. That, to me, is the most interesting fight on this card.
Elias and who?
Thomas Blair versus Elias Briley. That is the most to me, in my personal opinion, technically, that is the most interesting fight on the whole card because there's so many similarities between these two dudes.
That's not my issue with the fight. Since that card with where Mitch and Ali did their thing, Thomas also fought on that card. And even leading up to that card, I have been wondering about Thomas. Like, does he still want to fight? I mean, he could still love the, the game and everything, but does he physically
I
want
think,
to fight?
I can tell you because I've known Thomas for a long time. I've known Thomas for almost 10 years. I can speak on it, man. That dude has his heart is like this. I love that guy. He's great, man. I consider Thomas a good friend. I don't get to talk to him often, but whenever I see him, we always have.
He is a great person.
He's a great human being. That's what he thought it was hard for me. I was like, damn, man. Because Reggie's my brother, but I really like Thomas. It's like, man, I wish we weren't having to fight you, but it is what it is. He's such a great person. I think he's in it emotionally. I think he loves it. I think he fights. I don't think he fights to win or lose. I think he fights because he enjoys it. I think he wants to win for sure. I think he's ran into some tough fights. I think that the fight with him and Mike Lawrence, I think that just, to be honest, I kind of wish he would go back down to 35 and fight there and not fight at 45. I think that he's a little small for the 45 weight class, to be totally honest. But I understand not wanting to cut weight and everything, and I know he's getting older. But I still think this fight with him and Elias is very, very, very interesting.
Oh, yeah.
This is a pick 'em fight.
Just depends on which time shows up.
Well, also too, what Elias shows up as well, because one thing, Elias is a great striker, right? But you've never really seen him throw a lot of combinations. He's good at keeping people on the outside and decent movement. We've seen flashes.
He likes his Muay Thai movements.
Yeah, but he doesn't throw. He's not very combination heavy. The thing is, Thomas is very combination heavy, and that makes striking wise super interesting, as well as grappling. I think they're very similar. I think wrestling, grappling, I think it's very even Stevens. I think that makes this fight so much more interesting. And it's really hard. I mean, if I had to give the edge to anybody right now, based off of momentum, you would have to give it to Elias. I'm not going to pick anybody to win this fight, but you'd have to give it to Elias. Sure, he lost his last fight, but before that, he was winning.
Right.
His morale is up. Thomas, unfortunately, has lost his last two, so who knows where his morale actually is. And
it'll be interesting to see with everything that you pointed out and the differences in their style of fighting.
Yeah.
Where you know what I'm saying, how much they've added to the arsenal since the last time we've got to see them. And even on this journey of, with the losses being right on their heels. Give me 1 second, Brandon. Give me 1 second, baby.
Take your time.
You're on live, Brandon.
Okay.
You're not getting nugget, Toby.
That's back. All right, I had to go get my charger for my phone. I'm trying to communicate with Elvin, so getting that here.
Oh no, all good. You gotta do what you gotta do.
Oh my goodness. So yeah, that'll be interesting to see too. I heard that our guy, the Ambition, is going to be fighting on this card. Who's his opponent?
Jeffrey Summers.
Oh, okay. I think
I think going to win that fight. I mean, to be honest, Jeffrey. I mean, this is a mismatch. I'm going to be totally honest with you. This is.
Why you feel like that?
Man, he just got destroyed by Soto Perez. I mean, at least when Alistair fought Soto Perez, right? He was able to go to distance with him. Sure, he got beat up by him, but he went to distance with him.
Okay.
That fight didn't go to distance at all. Soto Perez ran right through him.
Okay.
I think Alistair's going to run through this dude too. I mean, I think this is Alistair's fight to lose. This is not a. I don't even technically. I don't even really think there's much to divulge. To be honest, I mean, this is kind of one of those things. I mean, sure. I mean, if I don't know how maybe if the dude's extra tough, it might go to a decision.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's happening. I think Alistair finishes him in 2. That's what I think happens. I think the dude will probably make it out of 1. Alistair's going to finish him 2, maybe early 3. But I think or it could even be a finishing one. I might be wrong, but
Okay.
you know, this is
Alistair's the one that I've been wanting to see him pick up his striking because I think he's very good on the ground. I think he's been growing on the ground from little spurts that I can see over the last couple of years. And he's really growing as a fighter. So I hope I get to see him bust out of there with some a little bit of new striking technique. Because he's good. He could be good on his feet, but I think he needs to be able to find his range and be comfortable.
Well, striking was really bad. I just think that there's just some awkwardness there. I think that some hesitance, competitiveness, maybe maybe a little timid.
Oh, maybe his awkwardness, he hasn't learned to control it yet. Because some people have that awkward, crazy type movement, and until they can master it, it looks weird to the rest of them.
Have you ever seen a dude hit pads or train? His striking's not bad at all. To be honest with you, it's not horrible. It's not the greatest, but it's not horrible, right?
Right.
It's okay for sure. Grappling has always been the bread and butter for this kid. And I honestly, I think we're going to see. I mean, to be honest with you, if I were him, the easy route is to take this guy down and submit him. To take him down, beat him up, or submit him. If I were Alistair, that's exactly what I would do. No need to play a game that could get you in trouble, right? I mean, because even then, well, I'm sure Alistair's probably a better striker than him too. He's light years better than this guy on the ground. I can tell you that right now. Even a little bit I saw, if I were Alistair, I'd go out there, throw a few punches, set the shot up, maybe get him against the fence or whatever, take him down, control him, pass his guard or whatever, pound on him till he gives me a submission. If not, I'm just going to keep pounding till the ref stops. So I think that's where his money is this fight. If I were him, that's what I would do.
Okay. Who else are you interested in on this card? Because I heard that it may be up to 20 bouts, at the very least, probably 14. That'll be the lowest I'll go with. How many?
I mean,
total on the card.
What fight is actually going to be a sleeper is Alan Stevenson versus Sam Muir. That's a sleeper. That might be fight of the night. Let me tell you, I used to train with Sam Muir, so I know him pretty well. I've actually helped train Alan for some of his last fights, so I know Alan really well too. Me and Alan are good buddies. So
Alan who?
Stevenson.
For real? My resident bear poker. That's my dude. Oh my God. We probably should have had his crazy ass up here with us today.
Great, man. Alan,
I love him. He know how to sell a fight. He really does.
If I had to pick who I thought was going to win that fight, I would go with Alan. Sam has not fought in years.
Oh, really?
Alan's been the more active of the two. I do think grappling is very even. I think striking Alan's a little bit better. I don't know that Alan will stop him. I can see going to the decision. I could also see Alan getting the TKO as well. Nothing against Sam, bro. I like you a lot, but I'm just being honest. I mean, you gotta pick Alan. In that fight. I mean, Sam's been inactive for so long. Who knows? I'm not sure how good his training camp has been. I hope he's in great shape. I'm hoping he's not just training to cut weight. He's getting himself in good shape. He's at a gym and he's technically building himself up. He has been technically building himself up, because the thing is that you see with certain guys that don't fight for a long time, they haven't been training. So you're not technically building. So you haven't grown. Then you go and jump into training camp, and there's no new tools. There's nothing new there. You're just the same guy you were 5 years ago. So my thing is, I don't think a lot is going to have changed with him. Nothing against him. Love Sam, great dude, but I don't think a lot's changed. I think Alan is either going to get a clear-cut decision or he's going to drop him.
Okay.
So that's what I think happened. But I still think it's very interesting though, because I think they're going to trade pretty heavy on the feet. I think Alan is longer the strikers though. I think Alan's a good counter striker too. So some pretty decent kicks as well. I think he mixes it up just a little bit better. I think grappling wise, they're very even. I've grappled with the both of them. I've sparred with both of them as well. So I know I've kind of felt both of them out. So I can tell you right now, striking wise, Alan definitely has the advantage for sure.
So let me ask you this question: do you think our guy Alan is bare knuckle material. You know, he been hooping and hollering.
Oh, yeah. You know what? He's definitely good enough to be in bare knuckle. No,
Okay.
I actually, you know,
Would you train him? Would you help train him?
oh, sure. Yeah, he knows I would. Anytime he's ever asked me, anytime he's ever hit me up for training, I've always given it to him. I don't charge him anything. You know, he comes by for like a week or two. It's not like he's a full member or anything. So I let him come in the gym,
Right.
my whole mitts for him, and I go over, I teach him some stuff, and you know, we go over some stuff together. You know, I help him. So I mean, I certainly would train him if that's what he really wanted, and he hit me up for it. He knows, you know, me now and are friends.
Yeah.
I definitely would train him for sure. Absolutely, I would train him and help him prepare. So yeah, if that's what he wanted.
This Eddie Mercado and Will Hostclaw fight. We haven't talked about that yet. I need you not, Brandon. What's wrong with you? But you got the bubble guts right now.
Be honest right now. Eddie Mercado is gonna fucking whoop his ass.
You
All right.
think Eddie's just gonna go in there and run over Will?
Yes. Oh my God. Yes. Like, look, God. Like, I have nothing against Will, but
Right.
I mean, Eddie's a blue belt in jiu-jitsu. Will's jiu-jitsu is nowhere near blue belt level. I can tell you that right now.
Okay.
Striking's not very good either. I mean, God, this is a terrible fight. You know, great. Yeah, great pro debut for Will. I mean, for Eddie, but horrible fight for Will. I mean, holy fuck, man. I mean, God, dude, you know, and don't get me wrong. I mean, on paper, he's not feeding him to any wolves because, you know, Eddie has no experience, right?
Right.
I don't think he's ever even fought an MMA fight, to be honest. However,
he did a Muay Thai fight over in Thailand.
he did.
But he trains all the time now. He's been training for like the last few years or whatever. So
sure. If this was Eddie versus somebody else, I might have a different opinion. Right? I might have a different opinion. Don't get me wrong. I think Eddie has had good trainings, but also his experience is in there. So it would be really hard to say, like, if he fought somebody who's super experienced and just, you know, just as good as him, everything on paper matched up, I might have to give it to the other guy based off of experience.
Okay.
This case, even without the experience being there, I mean, Eddie has been training for a long ass time. All right, a long time. So I know the dude's technical.
Yes.
Yeah, he's training with some killers, man. And who knows what the fuck Will's been doing? You know,
Will been over there at the UFC gym, as far as I know.
Man, look,
I haven't talked to him since the last time I seen him, but yeah,
I don't follow him like that, so I don't know. But I mean, look, what little bit of time I got to spend with him, right?
Okay.
I don't think his mentality is there. I don't think mentally he's there. I don't think he's humbling himself to the knowledge like he should. I know, absolutely not. Nikki, you know I call it like I see it when it comes to stuff like this.
Yeah, that's why I'm surprised to hear you say that, but I didn't know that. But you know what I'm saying? You can ready to bring me up to speed.
I mean, look, what little time I've spent with him, right? I just don't see him technically growing. I don't think he takes in the knowledge like he should. I think he comes to the gym to train. I don't even know that he goes to the gym enough. You know, I mean, granted, I understand he's busy, he's married, he's got kids. I completely understand that. But this is a different game. You're gonna kill or get fucking killed. That's how this shit works. When the cage door closes, ain't nobody in there to fucking help you. Okay, except for you. That's it. And maybe the referee to pull that motherfucker off of you before you die. Okay, so my thing is I don't necessarily think Eddie's gonna TKO him or anything like that. I actually think Eddie's probably gonna submit him. That's how that's how I see this going. I think Eddie.
But you know what? I think Will's been able to. Never mind. I'm gonna just hold that in reserve. I'm gonna just let that.
No. I'm interested in hearing it.
I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking that maybe Will may have at least enough to maybe wiggle out a little bit at first before Eddie can. You know what I'm saying? I think we might see a little scramble, just a little bit. You know, before Eddie can really get a hold of it. Don't you think? Because Will's probably, and this is what Eddie said himself. He's super strong. He's super strong.
Yeah.
Super strong. And so, sometimes that can get y'all into a place where it could be advantageous.
Got that
I don't know. It depends on how Will uses his strongness. Our guy is here. Our guy is ready to jump in, Brandon. Our
Elvin
guest for today. Yes.
Bring him through. Let's do it.
Okay. All right, you guys.
What's up,
Elvin,
guys?
can you hear us?
What's up, guys?
How are you?
Baby, I'm sorry. Did it take me sending it the second time as well?
Yeah, no, I apologize too because I'm on my phone right now, and
Okay.
apparently my iPhone won't let me stream video.
Okay.
And I was on the road. I was in San Juan taking care of some business for my company, and
Okay.
I thought I was gonna be back home faster, but I didn't realize there was a festival that up there, and I'm still not home.
Okay.
So if you guys are okay with no video, then yeah, we could definitely keep going. I'm okay with that.
Absolutely. Yes. Yes. We are great with that. Shoot, sometimes we got to do what we got to do, baby. So, welcome you guys to the show. Brandon, you introducing. You co-hosting the thing. Miss Nikki going lay back and just enjoy a little bit.
Man, this dude, well, this guy's a veteran of the sport, man, a veteran of combat sports in general, right? You're going to see him, we've seen him on a couple bare knuckle fights here. So really excited to have him up here. And actually, I'm Brandon, by the way. I think you've probably seen me around. I'm Reggie Barnett Jr.'s coach.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I might have. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, you've probably seen me. I'm the white caveman looking dude with the beard that's in his corner. So how you doing, man? How's everything going?
Been good, man. It's been great. It's been it's different training out here in Puerto Rico. The weather and different coaches and everything. But I've been really enjoying it, man. And it's just I'm ready to get back in and get some work in. Ready to get back and fight.
Hey, there you go. That's good. New opportunities to grow and better yourself. When are you fighting? Are you fighting on the 15th?
Yeah, I'm fighting on the 15th. I'm getting that in that 155 tournament. I'm fighting Luis Palomino on the first round, so it's a huge fight for me.
Wow.
I fought alongside Luis Palomino back in our CFA days. We fought a couple times on the card together, so this is our first time fighting against each other. But we've seen each other fight. We're both very exciting fighters, and we always come to finish. So this definitely going to be this should be a performance of the night for sure.
That for sure. I mean, man, every fight I've seen of yours has been pretty explosive. And I mean, I think it's cool too that you guys know each other as well. So it kind of, do you think that maybe it might bring, like, I guess that awkwardness in the sense of, like, I guess in the way of, not like you train with him, because I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. Like, you get those training partners.
No, we're not training partners. We don't, we never hung out or anything. I mean, we fought on CFA together. We fought on the same card. Right. I got a lot of respect for him and his skills. We've both been around this game for a long time. So, I think it's a great matchup.
Do you think it might be kind of like, you think it might start off slower at the beginning because you guys have seen each other fight? So you're kind of
I don't know. It really depends on, Luis, man. Whatever fight he gives me, I'm sure. He's a counter puncher. He likes to use his lead hand a lot too, and I like to counter punch a lot too. He's an explosive guy. I have my moments when I like to get into explosive combinations. So it really depends. It really depends on my opponent. I usually try to just to go off my opponents and using my counters and just making it awkward for them to get their hands on me. So I really try to use my opponent's movement against them. So it depends on if he comes right out, it's different. That I can't read him, and it really depends. If he comes out and makes it I have to confront him right off the bat and set the pace. Then that's one thing. If he comes out and he wants to gauge the fight more, it really depends on what he's. I'm gonna be ready for anything. I know Luis Palomino. He's not a wishy-washy guy, but you never know how he's gonna show up. If he's gonna, sometimes he'll just grapple the guys. Obviously, there's no grappling in this, but he's always been an exciting fighter, and so it really depends on what Luis Palomino comes out. If he comes out technical, it'll be a technical fight. If he doesn't come out technical, then I'm a technical fighter, so I'm gonna force a technique. But if we have to get down to it, it's a scrap, so we'll fight. I'm gonna fight to establish my rhythm. If he fights to establish it, it really depends on the fighters. Styles make fights, so it really comes down to how it comes down and how we do the dance. I'm ready for anything.
Exactly. Make him adjust to you. And that's, I mean, ideally as fighters, that's what we always want to do is make people adjust to us every fight. So it sounds like you're ready for anything.
Yeah, I'm ready for anything, man. You know, I want to use my awkwardness, you know, and give him a hard time to zone in on me. You know, I'm not usually the easiest guy to hit, so I'm gonna be moving, using my thing and counter punching and really seeing what Luis Palomino's at, because he's a strong fighter, but this is his first time doing bare knuckle on a stage like this. So you know, I just want to make sure that I don't get caught with anything with anything, and you know, my defense is on point and we're ready to go for 10 rounds, you know.
It sounds like, yeah, man. It sounds like you're ready for war, which I mean, we would expect nothing less here.
Yeah, man, it's bare knuckle. You know, it's me. I always fight. You know, have exciting fights, and it's bare knuckle. So like you know, you have to be ready for anything. It can get ugly in there from bare knuckle real fast. So
that it can. I've been to a lot of these. You know, training Reggie for them too. I remember the first bare knuckle we trained for, and I told him, I was like, this is going to be a whole nother level of training here. And a whole nother level of fighting. This is different. So we have to approach things differently.
Approach is everything, yeah.
Exactly. And I mean, so far, it's worked out well for him. He's lost one fight, one fight in there. So it's worked out well for him. And it seems like it's working out well for you as well. And there's some killers in this tournament too.
I can't wait, man. I'm excited about this tournament, man. I'm ready to get in the fray, and I'm Luis Palomino was the great first round fight for me, because once I beat Luis, people know that we're in this. We're serious about this. It can't overlook me. So I just want to let everybody know that I'm serious about this fight, and we're trying to take the title home to Puerto Rico. That's really what we're trying to do. That's our plan.
Shit.
And as you should be.
Official smoke out of the tournament. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, Elvin, I want to ask you. This will be your third appearance at BKFC. Congratulations, woo woo, young man. You have managed to get yourself 1-1. You got a KO. You got KO. God damn, that's craziness. How the hell does that work, brother? So, how do you feel mentally going into this upcoming bout? Like, really?
I've watched both my fights a couple of times. When my last outing was only about 48 seconds, and like I watched the last couple fights that Jim Allen has had. A little bit different than our fight. Our fight, we were having a couple exchanges. He beat up his last couple guys. We had an exchange. I got caught early in an exchange. It was kind of an awkward knockout because it was just over in a split second. And I'm not used to my fights ending like that. I'm a hard-headed dude. I'm used to, I can take big shots and keep moving forward and doing my thing, But in bare knuckle is a little bit different because your nerves are exposed a little bit differently, and the fight can just end at any moment. You have to be ready for everything. And I'm pretty confident. I still believe that my style is perfect for this sport. Okay. So my whole mindset is to come in there, prove what I feel in my mind is what prove to the people what I feel that I could do in my mind, and just move forward to the next one. I'm trying to win, really, what it comes down to. I'm not worried. I'm not lost confidence in my last fight. I got caught. I can't do anything about it. All I could do is just move on to my next fight. I got the opportunity in front of me for a title, for a title. So I'm gonna take it. I know that I have the abilities to take it all the way. And then hopefully, I fight Jim again in a rematch one day. Maybe
I was getting ready.
A rematch in Puerto Rico for the title would be ideal. But
my goodness,
that would be awesome. That would be great. I know he'd be happy for that. We just got to make it happen. If as long as he survives his side of the tournament, and I do my part, then maybe we can make the rematch happen in Puerto Rico. It'd be historical. It'd be a great experience. It'd be awesome. So that's something to look forward to. But first, I got my first opponent in front of me. Right. I never know who's gonna. I know I'm fighting Luis the first tournament. I don't know how the rest of the tournament's gonna go, because in bare knuckle, anything could happen.
Yes.
And anything could happen. So I'm not really coming in expecting to fight this guy, expecting to fight this guy. I know I'm fighting Luis. Luis is the first name on my list. Is the first guy I got to deal with. He's the guy that I'm gonna get out of my path first. And then once I'm done with Luis, we move on to the next fight, just like always, except we're in a tournament this time.
Oh my goodness. Well, when they told you that this was the beginning of the tournament, what was you thinking? Like, boom, I'm ready.
I was like, man, I'm like, you got me some good competition on the first one, and David, he knows the kind of guy I am. I'm not gonna say no. I'm like, all right, I'm like, whoever came up with this matchup, they definitely know what they were looking at. So I was
All
just
right.
excited. I'm excited to bring another great fight to bare knuckle. I've never had a boring fight. I got 2 fights in a row. Both of them were knockout of the night. One was the other guy. One time was me, but we've had 2 knockout of the nights in a row. And we plan on I plan on having another performance that night. This matchup definitely makes it possible for us to have another performance of the night, either fight of the night or knockout of the night. But it's definitely gonna be of the night performance, and we're gonna make sure we do.
Yeah.
Wow, I am super excited for you. You sound very excited, Elvin. You just sound like you're focused. You're right there, and it sounds
great,
like
yeah.
you sound very mature right now. Like you everything sounds kind of coming together for you.
Yeah, it is.
Regardless of where you at, you to that point in your career where it's like, yeah, this is what it is. You get what you get.
Yeah, exactly, man. We're ready to get it. And this is, we always said that ever since we were amateur. We always, me and my team, we always say, like, this is the kind of sport that you ultimately you end up getting what you deserve. If you're championship material, you're gonna be put into opportunities to get those championship fights and those opportunities. And a fighter's only as good as the fight that he gives. So we're gonna give the best fight that we could possibly give. We don't have any big moves, anything big happening in the background. I'm already settled here. We got everything going here. I could just focus on this fight. We've been training. It's been a 7-week training camp, so we're a couple weeks in already. Working hard, feeling sore, getting confident, more and more confident every day. We still got a little bit of way to go, but every week it gets closer and closer. So we get more and more excited. And it's Miami. I haven't fought in Miami in years, and this time it's bare knuckle. And I know the fight crowd out there is a good fight crowd, and I'm just real excited to come out there. Grace the fight fans out there in Miami with another performance.
So I have a question for both of you gentlemen, Brandon and Elvin. Looking at what Scott put up here for us, that young man, Caleb Harris.
Oh.
Yes.
Tell me what y'all think about him, because I feel like he's somebody that can destroy some shit too.
Yeah, Caleb Harris. He's young. He's hungry. He's got a good stature. He's fighting. He's gonna be in this 155 tournament, so he's gonna be one of the taller guys in this tournament. We're gonna see how he does with the weight cut. But he's fighting Jim Allers in the first round. This will be a good test for him and for
they gonna put him against the beast in the first round.
Yeah, he's fighting Jim Allers in the first round. So it's gonna be a test for both of them.
I agree, Brandon. Damn, y'all see how fast this just blew up? Like, damn, they really get ready. That 155, y'all about to put in that work. Somebody about to get that work.
Yeah. It sounds like. I mean, I think that he's. I've definitely been impressed with what I've seen from him. His last fight. I mean, he got knockout of the year. I mean, for God's sakes, and I mean, rightfully so. I mean, beautifully done. I think that he put his hands together, really, really well. I think his
first fight with Harris was, he showed a lot of toughness. You could tell he had to get, take some adjustment to it, But his last 2 fights, he showed that he adjusted well. He's coming in more and more comfortable. He's fighting. This is going to be a big test for him,
Especially with the weight cut. I completely agree. I mean, and then it's Jim too. Jim's on a tear right now. I mean, God.
Yeah, he's on a tear, and he's got the momentum on his side. He's got momentum on his side. He's got 3 knockouts in a row. So he's definitely, he's going to be a force to deal with in this tournament. I'm hoping to fight him. I nothing against Caleb, but I want that rematch. So if anything, if Caleb wins, I'm totally cheering for Caleb. But if we can get the rematch, I'm also okay with that. There's so many things. There's so much dynamic stuff going on in this tournament. It's going to be constant flux. The names are going to be dropping in and out. It's right. It's just the best thing you can do is just put the horse blinders on and just focus with the guys in front of you.
I know that's right.
You got him, man. You got to fight at a time.
So, what name that you guys have heard circulating Are y'all most interested in joining the bare knuckle family at this point? We got Hector Lombard. Who else are they going to bring on?
Lombard is interesting, you know. Even you know, Luis Palomino's a great. It's a great, you know, it's a great sign for them. You know, anybody who's seen Luis Palomino fight knows this is he you know. I'm excited to see that fight with me and him. If I was a fan, I'd be excited about
He
that.
said, "I'm excited to see the fight with me and him." I don't think I've had any of you guys say that to me, that you was excited to see him. Oh my goodness, Lord Jesus. Oh, what about our girl part? What about our girl side of bare knuckle? What, man, our girls put in the work too. People get, oh man, you step in there with them women, you get that work too.
Yeah.
Where we gonna go for? Where we gonna go right now with our girls? What y'all want to see coming up with the females?
I would like to see that rematch for the title. I think that one was worth.
Oh yeah,
that one was worth a rematch. You know, and Christina's a solid champion. I'm a fan of her, and so I would love to see the rematch just because the fight was so close and their girls banded out. That was an awesome fight. I was watching that fight. I wasn't there, but I was watching it live, and I was on the edge of my seat the whole time.
Yes. And Helen really brings that energy.
Yeah, I would love to see that rematch. Even if Helen won again, I mean, it was just the fans win that fight, you know, no matter who gets their hands raised.
Absolutely.
I completely, and I think Christine too deserves that rematch.
Yeah, she definitely.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But y'all know she's I think they're trying to build her up over at Cardin Combat Sports too. Also on the boxing side, so she'll have two things going for her. It'd be great to see her return. I would like to see her have a warm-up fight before she goes to jump back in there with Helen.
Yeah, that wouldn't be a bad idea.
Just to make sure her hands and everything is good and ready, because that's going to be, you know, them two going at it again. It's going to be a very tough fight, and I want her to be 1,000%. You know, I want her body.
You don't want to be worried about like what's gonna is my hand gonna be okay? Because I'm sure she's still gonna have those, you know, those worries of like, okay, is my hand good?
Right.
Or how am I gonna be able to punch like I used to? So getting that out of the way, it'd be smart for her to do. It's just getting a fight out of the way, you know.
I completely agree. Getting out of the way, I agree. I mean, you got to enter. You have to be confident when you get in there. And if you have all this different shit in your head, oh my knee, oh my ankle.
Oh yeah, especially coming into a title fight, you don't want to have that in mind.
Scott saying Helen is a scary woman.
Oh God, yes. Well, was a killer. I mean, she looked excellent in her last fight. I mean,
yes.
And have the fight she had with Christine. I mean, who was also a killer. I mean, that speaks volumes about her as a fighter.
Yeah.
It's such an exciting fight. I hope that happens again. I think Dave Feldman's a smart man. I think that fight will happen again. It has to. I mean,
yeah,
it's gotta. I mean, that is a fight that to make in the women's for the women right now.
For sure. Absolutely. When they even announce that fight, it's gonna be off the liquor.
Oh yeah.
That could be a main event in my opinion. I mean, God. I mean, and they're both
marketed. That's definitely main event worthy, especially since it's a rematch. We all know what kind of they put in some work in that first fight. So
yes, they did. Both ladies did. Yeah. Absolutely. My goodness. So you know what I noticed that in your fight bios, it tells me that at this point you have faced Jim Allers twice.
Yeah. Yep.
One MMA, one bare knuckle, and then you have fought Brooke Shantae Weaver, also in MMA. And I watched that fight between you and him. Y'all was
we're throwing down. We didn't
you look like you was having some fun in that fight, young man. And it looked like you kind of really made him kind of test his skills. You tested him.
Yeah, he
absolutely.
I got an awkward style, and the worst thing you want to do is just get stuck chasing me around, because I'm punching you the whole time.
That's what I noticed.
Yeah, and then once he started chasing me around and just kind of then I would just pop, just eating him up as he came. But Brock is an excellent fighter, and he's gotten way better since then.
He's making his UFC debut.
Oh, I know. Yeah,
come next month. I'm so excited for him.
Brock was just a kid when we fought. That was a long time ago already. And he's I think it was like 22, 23 when I fought him. So, he's definitely grown a lot since I first met him.
Absolutely.
It'll be great to see him, how he does in the UFC.
Yeah, that's what I was get ready to say, Scott. That fight with him and Joe Riggs was off the chain.
Oh yeah, that
I
was a
really
toss-up
thought
fight,
that
man.
Brooke took it, but
Yeah, that was a toss-up fight, man. That you could have
man,
to anybody, you know.
that was a war. And I got you talk about somebody being scary. Daggone Scott, Joe Riggs is scary.
Yeah. Oh my God. He looks scary. I mean, shit.
He don't even look real. You're like,
yeah, no, he doesn't. That dude looks like
That fight was not a joke.
he looks like the toy from that movie Soldiers or whatever.
he's like, yeah, he's a synth. You know, he's like, this guy's a synth.
He is, yeah, dude. Holy shit! Like that's a scary looking motherfucker right there. Oh my God. Brock's impressive. And I think he's got the personality too. I think there's a lot of things that are lining up with him. Dana White loved him. I definitely hope to see him successful in the UFC. I'm very curious as to how he does against the UFC level talent. You know, I definitely think he has the skills for it.
Me too.
Especially that first, let's be honest, that Contender Series fight, I think they brought him in there to lose. To be honest,
Yeah.
I mean, and he exceeded expectation. I mean, what more?
But you gotta take the opportunity. You know, there's so many times, that a lot of the greatest opportunities you have is when they bring you to lose. You know, you have to bring your A game. You gotta shock them. You know.
And he did. He beat a dude that was trained by Rashad Evans and handily, I thought. You know,
yeah.
I had him winning. 2-1. So I mean, it was he did really well, and I think that given that was an impressive, I guess you could say, like, an impressive way to kind of start off of his UFC career. I mean, it definitely going to make some eyes on him for sure. Especially in the interview after. I mean, that was awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, be looking for me to drop my interview with Brock too, y'all. I got some interviews in the key that I got to put together and get out so y'all can see them before these fights happen in the next couple of weeks. So forgive me, I've been trying to just get everything, all that. Y'all know Miss Nikki be in her bag sometime, and I'm in my bag right now with the interviews, y'all. I'm just trying to get y'all because it's moving fast. It's up in 2020. Y'all got many things y'all gonna want to get done this year, and ain't gonna be too much time to sit and talk about it. So I gotta get it when I can with y'all. Y'all not gonna have enough time to sit and talk about it too much because y'all gonna be busy getting that bag.
Yeah, there's work to be done.
Absolutely. So outside of fighting, young man, Elvin, what you be doing? You be in that gym you coaching too? What you doing, young man?
When I was living in Florida, I was doing some coaching. I haven't been able to do any coaching. We're working something out in the future. Right now, we're focused on this fight. But I run my own company. It's called GC Battery. I make high performance replacement for like most major brand batteries. I do it from home. So, but I used to work for my buddies. We were doing it in Gulf Coast. We're doing it in Florida. It's called Gulf Coast Battery. With my friend over there for a while. Once I moved back to Puerto Rico, I took over the company. Now it's GC Battery Puerto Rico, and we just do online sales. I pretty much I do welding, all the spot welding and everything, and assemble all the contacts and all the protection devices on the batteries. I do it right there at home, and I just 98% of my business is online. So I get up, feed my animals, run, do my work, and I got time to do to focus on my fighting and on my training and
And training camp is good for this upcoming bout.
It's a lot of sacrifice to get to the point now where I'm working from home, but it's working for us, and we're gonna. That's why I was in San Juan today, is trying to get all my licensing stuff here. Now since we're in Puerto Rico, now we're no longer in Florida, so make sure we're legit. Don't want to get hit by the IRS or anything.
Absolutely understood, young man. Brandon, you got anything else you want to ask them?
Well, yeah. Well, I want to thank Scott and all my guys out there in Florida. I just want, if anybody's interested in sponsoring me to finish up this training camp, because it's a lot of work. We spend a lot of time on the road. We spend a lot of time away from home, So anything always helps, So if anybody's interested in sponsoring me, putting their name on there at an international stage, you could hit me up. On Facebook, Elvin Leon Brito, or you can get a hold of Scott. I'm really easy to get a hold of, easy to talk to. So if anybody needs, if anybody's interested in that, you can holler at me. But other than that, it's just I just want to thank BKFC, David Feldman. I want to thank I always got to thank Dean Toole for getting me into BKFC, Island Fights, and all my old training partners and coaches out there in Florida, and ready to do our thing.
That's what's up. And congratulations to David Feldman and his brand new bride. Congratulations. They just got married this past weekend, you guys. Absolutely fantastic. Congratulations, you two. We'll be looking forward to seeing the new happy couple on, what is it, March 15th? Or is it February 15th?
February 15th.
Yeah,
4 weeks
February
out
15th?
tomorrow. We're counting those days. I'm counting the days. Don't worry.
Oh my goodness. So I heard that they're going to be making fight announcements soon. Maybe today, maybe tomorrow. It might be out right now and we just up here yak and ain't seen it yet. But oh my goodness. Congratulations for your return to Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. I know that everybody wants to. How many times you want to fight this year, you think?
Well, it's I would like at least 3 times.
Okay.
That's the three fights in the tournament, at least. If we can get one more in, I'm okay with that. It depends on how we come out,
So you're not looking to do anything outside of Scott Farley said, hey, he too funny. You're not looking to do anything outside of bare knuckle right now? No boxing or no MMA?
Yeah, I plan on getting back in MMA. I'm planning on at least doing fighting local in Puerto Rico again. Start getting my some fights back under my belt, But right now, since I have a fight scheduled, that's what I'm focusing on. I'm a one fight, I got wife and kids, I work at home, I got animals, I got all this stuff going on. So I'm a one fight at a time guy, I got this tournament. I know I got at least 3 fights guaranteed if I bring my game like I'm supposed to. I know I got 3 fights guaranteed this year because I'm gonna be a force in this tournament. So I'm just focusing on the fight that I got ahead of me. Once I get this out of the way, we'll move on to the next one. But I do want to fight at least 3 times this year. I would love to get back in MMA. It really comes down to see what opportunities present themselves, But BK always holds a priority for me because, you fall in love with. It's easy to fall in love with this sport.
Understood, young man. Well, thank you so much for coming up here and sharing that wonderful energy you carry, young man. I am sorry that we didn't get to spend no time together at any of the events that we might have been at together, you fighting and me being amongst the crowd, but we're going to see each other very soon.
I'll see you in Miami. You're going to be in Miami, right?
I'm coming.
Oh, I'll see you there.
I'm coming.
You're riding me in the carpet, Nikki, so we can have good times on the road trip. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, absolutely.
I just got to guarantee this Puerto Rico fight for you guys, so you guys have an excuse to come out here.
Oh my goodness! I don't have a passport.
No, you don't need a passport. That's the beauty of it.
Oh, snap, I don't. Oh, well, I'll be there. Come and Nikki will come. I ain't scared of no water though. I'm a little scared of planes, but I'll do it for y'all. I'll do it for y'all. Absolutely. Young man, you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Brandon, is there anything you want to say to him before he signs off?
Yeah, man. Hey, it was a pleasure to meet you, bro. I look forward to seeing the fight. Hopefully, everything pans out well for Reggie, and I myself should also be in Miami. So
great. Awesome, man. I really appreciate it, man. Thanks for having me on, taking time. And hopefully next time I have video so we could, video chat. But I really appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
No worries, because we're going to bring it to him. We're going to give it to him from bare knuckle. How about that? Yeah. Thank you, young man. Have a great day. And tell the family we said hello. You're welcome, baby.
All right.
Have a good one.
Have a good one, brother.
Damn, Brandon.
That was cool.
That was awesome sauce, man. That was a great interview. Thank you, baby. We've been talking about this though. Me and you've been going back and forth about this, and you have a crazy ass schedule just like everybody else. So I try not to bug you too much, but I think I want us to do this more often.
We definitely should. I definitely want to get back into more of the talk show stuff again. Just life is crazy. I'm getting back into training again. I'm coaching still. I
get to put you on the hot seat right now. So yeah. What's good with Brandon and janitor'Pennington? When we gonna get to see a return to this young man at his skill level?
So what we're looking at right now, So nothing's set in stone. I have a lot of weight to lose. That's the first thing. I'm not gonna say how much I weigh. I'm gonna let that be what it is. I'll surprise a lot of people. It was, but
hey, what is this?
what?
Ain't no garlic bread?
Yeah, I gotta stay away from the fucking garlic bread, man. Shit. And apparently, that place in Florida needs to get some damn garlic bread.
Yes.
Some the ass Wonder Bread that.
With a side of butter.
I'm
still mad about that shit. Then y'all just gonna catch me with the perfect picture, and you better believe I was still thinking about that damn garlic bread, that picture too. Like,
and that damn potato salad.
yes, really has my potato salad. You cannot serve ribs without potato salad. I need the world to know that. With ribs, barbecue ribs comes potato salad, people. That's automatic. You can't even put nothing else on the plate before you put the potato salad up.
That place sucked. I never want to go back there again. Their bathroom was
horrible. It was decent. I just didn't get my potato salad shit.
No, I didn't like it. I've been to better barbecue spots. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it wasn't, it wasn't the worst barbecue I had. So
it wasn't the worst. I mean, as far as the quality of the meat and stuff, sure. But everything else, like the sides, bland crap. Bland as shit. I don't want that. Nobody wants to taste my food. I'm not 2 years old, okay? I want to fucking.
I am so sorry. I threw us off center. Okay, back to you, young man, being on the hot seat. So tell us what the plans is for Brandon and James.
So I'm in the process of losing weight right now, slowly but surely. It's coming off. I'm feeling better. I'm getting back in better shape. I've been gone for 2 years, so. But I think in that 2 years, I've gotten to build myself up a lot emotionally. I think I've gotten to build myself up a lot mentally, accept things that I couldn't change. There's a lot of things that I think I wanted to change but couldn't. And and some things we just don't have the power to change them. You don't. But when things are in your control, you do the best you can to change those things. And I've really just been working on that mentally and emotionally. And I think emotionally, I'm going to be on point when I do come back. I think more than likely you're going to see me box first. I've gotten more boxing offers than anything. I have people in my inbox all the time. I've had a lot of different offers. There's one fight I cannot speak on right now.
Okay.
But I think you could see me in April, possibly. It's very, 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 very possible. You guys could see me in April in the boxing ring. Which, I mean, I'm definitely excited to get back in the boxing ring. First off, I get nice paydays a lot of times when I box, so definitely better than MMA. And also, I just love to fight. So it's a mixture of both. But I would say it's very likely you'll see me in the cage this year as well. Probably a few times, hopefully a few times. I have a lot of stuff going on first that I got to get out of the way.
Okay.
Like I said, I'm married now. I'm coaching. It's a lot of different aspects to my life at this point. So I'm a very busy person, and then I have my regular full-time job. Yeah. And I'm also trying to build myself up there as well. I have some goals that I'm going to hit this year. Job-wise, money, financially. I'm gonna make it to where me and my wife never have to worry about a dollar ever again.
That's what I'm talking about, brother.
It's gonna be a good year, man. 2020, man, will be the year of the janitor. Will be the year of the janitor. I'm not ready to sleep yet. So, they definitely look forward to. I'm sure a lot of people have forgotten about me. I'm sure that a lot of people have probably been sleeping on me and thinking that I've given up. I haven't given up. I never did. I just needed some time emotionally. I think this time has served me well. And I'm gonna get in there and show the people what I can fucking do. So. What I can do when I'm focused, what I can do when I'm in shape, what I can do when I'm technically at my best. And I've never not been technical. So that is one thing I will say. You never, I don't think anybody could ever say I've never not been technical in a fight. I don't think anybody's seen that. I don't think anybody has ever said it. I'm sure I've had some technical deficiencies, but overall, I have a good fight IQ and I am technical. And but I'm also bringing some other aspects with me. I have a lot more to fight for now that I'm married. I have a lot more to fight for now that there are certain things that I want to do for my mother. I have a whole lot more to fight for than I ever did before. And all that is coming with me. And whoever fights me, be prepared to get run over.
Oh,
So
damn.
I'm coming to run motherfuckers over. I'm not coming here to play games with people. If you fight me, just know I'm trying to kill you when we fight. So that's just how it is.
So that animal instinct is back with the janitor.
Oh, it's back, all right. And
Okay.
you're gonna see me work my way up. Hopefully, there will be some big fights. There are a couple big fights that I'm looking to target. I'm not gonna call anybody out or say anything, but I'm gonna. There's one fight in particular that I want a lot, and I'm going to work my way up though to get that fight. And then there's also one fight boxing that I'm very interested in as well. Very, very, very interested in. That would be a big fight. But I'm gonna get some wins first.
Okay.
And you might hear some call outs. So not in a respectful way. I have no malice or anything like that towards anybody per se, but I want to I have some things I want to do. I have some milestones I want to hit, and anybody who gets in my way, best believe I'm looking to run you the fuck over.
Oh, damn.
So
Man, I haven't heard this guy talk like this in a long time. He been for the last couple of years, y'all. He been Mr. Bring the Damn Peace. Oh, that's over now, y'all. It's over now. He is back. The janitor is freaking back. He gonna still bring the peace, but he gonna put his opponents in pieces. Why he's doing
that's the point. I'm gonna look to in words of Jorge Masvidal, I'm gonna look to baptize some motherfuckers.
Okay.
You're even gonna see a different hairstyle from me too. Like I'm gonna come back with a whole
For
new.
real?
Yeah, me and Ashley have an idea for my hair when I come back.
Okay, that's oh man. I know it's gonna be off the chain because your wife is off the chain. She's off the chain, that kind of stuff. So yeah,
she's great. We're in this together too. We're in this together. I couldn't do this without her. Without her, she's been an encouraging voice in my ear throughout all this. Like I went through some hardships the last 2 years, and
yeah, she's a good woman. She's a good young lady. I spend a lot of time with her. I like her. She's been very great to me. So I ain't got no beef with her. She my girl. I got her back. What?
I want to be
back. You and Reggie, both of y'all fiance. Well, his fiance, your wife. Yeah, I wouldn't want to meet neither one of them in a dark alley if I had to.
No, our wives are crazy.
But they love y'all and they support y'all and they right there in y'all corner and there's somebody to try to they'll get ran over fucking with y'all's wives. So
she's with me. I know she's with me and I couldn't do this without her.
So and that means a lot when I get to hear you guys say that, because sometimes I know y'all might not get to say it or show it on a daily basis, but when y'all get that chance, y'all let them know, because they really are that silent motivation that you all have for a lot of you guys in there, and the women too, for their spouses. Yeah. So our spouses do a lot.
There's a lot of things people have. I'd like to say for the most part, I feel personally, I'm a pretty quiet guy. I don't think I put a lot of my personal shit out there for the world to know. You never really see me post stuff on Facebook or anything, and I've gone through a lot. You guys have seen all the marital bliss, but what you haven't seen is just the emotional. There's been some emotional downpour, and she was there to hold my hand through that. Her, my mom, and Reggie were probably my saving graces, and they're a lot of the reason I'm coming back. So I couldn't do this without them, and just know that part of the reason I'm fighting is for them. And you get in my way, you get in my way. If you want to fight me, you get in my fucking way, I'm gonna hurt you, and I mean that. So don't sleep on me. Don't sleep on me. It'll be the biggest mistake of your life.
Damn. You heard what the man said. And don't think that he been somewhere crumpled in a corner. This young man been doing things. He been moving very silently. He's coaching. He's over there at the gym. They do a lot of things at their gym. They have a lot of tough man competition. So he's involved with that. He's having the Stephen Bonner seminar, and he also, for the biggest part, he has been working with his brother Reggie Barnett Jr., bare knuckle fighter, championship fighter. He's been working with him all them camps that Reggie went through to get ready for his fights. Every fight, he's been in Reggie's corner. So with that being said, he's not just been somewhere and crumpled up in like a little piece of paper in a corner. He's been handling this business, and sometimes it takes us a while to climb back, and that's what he's been doing. And I'm glad to see that I'm glad to see you back, brother. How many times have I asked you when we're gonna see you fight? How many times have I asked you that? You've been saying, Miss Nikki, I'll let you know. I'll let you know. Let me do what I gotta do first, and now you let me know. Thank you.
Yeah, it's you and a lot of other people. That I've had. One of the things that was cool, after the Mitch fight, and a lot of people think that I talked about retirement because of the Mitch fight. It had nothing to do with that.
Okay.
I emotionally, you were there. I was emotionally going through a lot, and I needed to. I honestly, I think I just needed some time to breathe for a little while and to figure out how to deal with some stuff. And then also, then I did get married, and I had some other things I wanted to focus on. And I just needed some time. That as simple as that. I needed some time to step away. And,
that is all right.
I think that it served me well. I will say being there for Reggie has been very motivating for me. Reggie is, man, I wouldn't be me without Reggie. I will say that there would be no janitor without Reggie. Point blank. Period. Reggie is a true gem. He really is, man. Reggie, he knows it, man. I'd take a bullet for that man.
Absolutely.
And I know the same for me. So he's definitely one of him. Of course, obviously it goes without saying, my wife too, my wife first,
Yeah.
And that's, but that goes without saying, so it's one of those things, there's been a lot of things that have motivated me to come back. I wasn't sure that I was going to come back. And at this point, I don't know when exactly I am coming back, but I know that I am coming back.
Well, as long as you focused on what you need to be focused on, and you prepare yourself for that comeback, you will be prepared. So I don't worry about that, young man, at all. You take your time, just as anyone else will. You take your time and do it the right way, and so you get the best results.
Of course, the man. One thing I will say is, I think for the most part, technically, and humility wise, I think my approach has always been correct. And I think that on that end of things, I think emotionally I wasn't approaching things correct.
Okay.
And I think that even technically there were some aspects that I was missing. And I've been working on adding just some dynamics. I think also one of the things you guys are going to see a lot more from me is also some grappling competitions. I've developed this whole new passion for grappling. Like I'd like to do some super fights. It's something that man, I actually spend more time watching jiu-jitsu than I do watching MMA fights. I've really had this love growing. I've always loved jiu-jitsu. I think jiu-jitsu has always been probably one of my favorites, if not my favorite part of the game. But I've even more so fallen in love with jiu-jitsu. And I've been watching, like, you can ask Ashley, she'll be next to me at night. I'm watching Gordon Ryan or whatever. She's like, what are you going to bed or whatever? When I feel like it. I love it. I love it, and I love to learn. And I plan to get some stuff aligned with. I'm going to have some. You're going to see some new coaches in my corner. Reggie, of course, is going to be there. You're going to see some coaches in my corner that weren't there before. I'm going to get some things aligned with that. I'm going to make sure that there's balance with everything.
Okay.
Before I get back in there, I'm going to make sure that everything is. Of course, nothing's ever perfect. But I think I'm going to find my perfect, if that makes sense. But what I feel good, where I feel good. So that's what I'm looking into doing now, and just ironing out all the kinks. And I'm still young. I'm going to be 27 this year. I'm still a really young dude. I have a lot to give. I know technically, I don't think my record.
You're coming up on your peaking years, buddy.
I am. I haven't even entered my prime, so I think I'm going to enter my prime very soon. I can tell you right now, I've gained a lot of power in the last 2 years. Like Reggie holding mitts for me was like, damn, you can crack now. Like, holy shit, you can crack. Before I couldn't really crack like that, but now I think actually my weight gain has actually helped me really learn how to put power in my mass into my punches.
Okay.
Into my strikes, and there's a difference. I can even feel the difference when I spar people. When I touch people, I'm like, yeah, I gotta pull back a little bit. It's different. I think when I touch people now, when I touch them on the chin, they're gonna feel something they never thought they'd feel. So and the speed is still there. I still carry the speed of somebody who fought in a lighter weight class. So I have that going for me. So speed hasn't left me. I will admit I'm a little bit slower than I was, but just more powerful.
Is 170 going to be your weight class in
Oh,
MMA?
I think so. I think it's
Where you going to go in boxing?
probably 168, 172, somewhere in that ballpark. Nowhere. Man, I wish I could fight at 65 because that would be perfect for me. Yeah, that would be perfect for me. I would be huge at 165. Huge, strong, fast. Not fighting these huge monsters.
Right.
But that's okay though. I have the skill set to fight these huge monsters. So it's all good. And I know I'm capable of dealing with anybody in any size. So I'm not worried about it. It is what it is. You know, I'm gonna prepare myself for anything to happen in there. So it's all good. I'm happy. I'm happy to be back. I'm happy to get back in there. And
back, baby.
When the timing is right, I will be in there. So hopefully it's in April. Nothing's set in stone with that though, because I don't even know if that card's actually gonna happen. But it's been proposed to me. And the idea that they have is great. I love it. I'd love to be in it. And hopefully I get to do it. And I don't think in this case my skill set is reflective of my record. You know, I definitely don't think so. I don't think my skill set and record, I don't think they match. So and I'm gonna show the world why. And also I'm gonna show myself why. That's the most important thing. I'm proving it to myself. So I don't give a fuck what anybody else really thinks. So my wife and mom and Reggie and people that are important to me.
Right. I know it, baby. You keep it close to home.
So
tell them one more time what you got going on tomorrow. Let them know, remind them, tell them what time, where. Yes, tell them, baby.
So we got Stefan, the American Psycho Bonner, coming to the gym. I'm fucking stoked. He's a great guy. Like I said before. Also, the dude's a beast, man. I mean, look, you know, he fought the best in the world during his time. And in order to get in there and fight the best in the world, you have to be fucking great. This dude is all around great. I think
still talk about him.
Yeah, exactly. They still talk about him. And even then, I don't even think that he got to show probably certain levels of his greatness in his fights because of how he fought. So I bet he's even better than some of the fights that we saw. I wouldn't even be surprised. I'm excited to learn from this man. I think it's a great opportunity. It's at 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. tomorrow at Fight Zone in Norfolk, Southern Shopping Center. Come visit us. It's only $60. When you get a seminar like this, it's just $60. Most seminars like this are running for $100, $120. You know, we're doing it for $60. We're giving it to 60. Stefan's giving it for 60. So
he's been take advantage of that. Y'all don't get that kind of greatness all the time. Y'all might go take advantage of that and spend the little chips to get that information and up your own ante in your fight, because you got somebody who's been in the trenches with some of the best.
Been there, done that, man. Like, it goes without saying. The dude fought John Jones, for God's sakes. He fought Rashad Evans in Rashad Evans' prime. He fought Forrest Griffin. He fought Lyoto Machida, Anderson. Like, you know, sure, some of those fights didn't go his way, but to even get in there with those people, you have to
be on a certain level to even get in there with them.
Exactly. You have to be fucking great. He deserved to be in there with those guys. You know, he deserved it. I mean, you gotta, as far personality wise, I mean, the dude had a personality on him as well. I mean, he had it, you know, in a lot of different ways. And I mean, he was entertaining. He was entertaining to watch. And I'm looking not even just to learn from him, but to just kind of get a hint of his mentality. I think his mentality is great for everybody. I mean, I think that we all could use that sometimes, is to maybe get a hint of somebody else's mentality, maybe take pieces of that and bring it into your own.
Yeah.
You know, that makes you better. I think this is going to make a lot of people better tomorrow. So come and get better. Like, you don't have to be a Fight Zone student to come. Like, I'm welcoming all flags and affiliations. We're not upcharging anybody to come and train at the gym. Nobody's getting upcharged. Initially, we were going to do it, but we took that out. It's just going to be $60 for everybody.
Okay. So, you guys go on in there. Y'all will not be disappointed, because it's going to be, you're going to end up getting a lot more than what you think. Even what you're being offered, you're going to get much more. Once you walk through them Fight Zone doors, It's gonna be on and popping. There's so much going on in there from the first step into that door all the way to that back wall is nothing but combat sports, nothing but greatness. Everybody trying to up their ante, everybody trying to make each other better, make themselves better. So you won't be disappointed. Go pay the $60. Go get some of that Stephen American Psycho Bonner learning in you. He's been in the trenches with some of the best, you guys. So you don't get that. People don't just walk around saying, hey, I done fought the best. Here, come talk to me. You don't get that. Go ask him some questions. Show him some stuff you might be thinking about. You know what I'm saying? See if that'll work.
Just what he said.
You guys, go take advantage of this. And some of y'all got good fights coming up, so it might be to behoove you to go to this seminar.
And hopefully, if you get to train with him a little bit, he's got to be back on the plane tomorrow at 3:40.
Okay, so this is a very quick turnover, you guys. So be there a little bit early. So if maybe a few minutes, you can talk to him before the seminar starts. And you know what I'm saying? Maybe you'll have a few minutes after the seminar is done and talk to him before Brandon has shooting back out to the airport to get back on his flight. But damn, welcome, Mr. Bonner. I have a question, Mr. Bonner. You know, Brandon can pull this video up and he can curse it all the way till we get to this point. And I want to know if we're going to ever get to see you don the octagon again, young man. Do we get that? If we do, you know, just if it's even a little bit of a possibility, you know, let us know. And then when you decide and you get something signed, come on up here with Miss Nikki and get it popping. Let's let them know you'll be back if you coming back, baby. That's how we do.
I think he's a great guy. You let me interview him. I think he absolutely would do.
I love to. I would absolutely love to. Whenever he is available, I will make myself available.
I think he'd love that. If I could speak on it, I don't know that he's gonna get back in the cage. I think that but he is pro wrestling full time now. So like he's still
pro wrestling.
Yeah, like WWE. Yeah.
Okay, well, never mind the octagon. Then we going over to the pro wrestling and watch him, y'all. He's probably even excited over there too. Oh, that's exciting.
Apparently is, and he's still in great shape, man. You gotta go on his Instagram and Facebook. This dude's got a fucking
okay.
God looks like he's trying to pose for Arnold magazine or something. Like, I mean, holy shit. So, I mean, yeah, it's exciting all around. But then again, I wouldn't even be surprised if we saw him fight again. I mean, the dude's got a crazy personality. He's real out there. I could see him fighting again for sure. I think that one of the things I think that the craziness with him is it gives him his uniqueness for sure. It separates him from everybody else. Stefan's a character. Like I said, like him and he's got that him and Justin Gaethje when they fought had a similar approach. And I don't even think outside of the cage. I think Stefan's probably a little bit more, maybe might be a little bit more outgoing than Justin is. But I think that personality wise, I don't even think they're that different. I think that these two are lions.
Right.
So Stefan's a fucking lion.
And lions usually eat very well. So
they do. These guys are.
That's good. Oh my goodness, Brandon! I want to say thank you again, young man, for coming up here with Miss Nikki and Fightheads MMA. It was an honor to have you co-host, and thank you for doing that with me on short notice. It just really popped into my head. I was like, this is the time. I got Brandon right now, but I gotta get him in with me. Yes. Thank you again to Sir Elvin EL Bandido'Brito. He is making his return to Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. You guys come next month along with Reggie. Oh my God, this first card is going to be stacked. We got Hector Lombard. Oh my God, y'all, I can't even imagine. Then don't forget, on the 31st of January, it's going to be Spartacus Fight League. Brandon and I chopped it up about this card in the beginning of this video. So y'all go back and hear what we had to say about this upcoming Spartacus card. This is going to be a great, awesome event too. You think you're going to make it to that? Are you going down to see the Spartacus event in person?
Guys fighting on it, so.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, I forgot. That's right. You do got to still. We done talked about so much. Yes. So Brandon will be in the house with his student. Wow. Look, y'all, 2020 is here. It ain't even the first 30 days, and y'all got so much stuff lined up. The UFC have so much stuff lined up. Bellator is getting stuff lined up. Invicta is getting stuff lined up. I'm pretty sure LFA, AFL, everybody's getting stuff lined up for us, y'all. Most of it's going to be probably on Fight TV, on the Fight TV app. But tomorrow, go down there to Fight Zone in Southern Shopping Center in Norfolk, Virginia. Check out the Stephen Bonner seminar. He'll be there for 2 hours. And go get the greatness, y'all. It's a $60 seminar. You're not gonna find that price anywhere, and it don't even matter because what you're gonna take out of it is gonna be more than what you actually putting into it. So go ahead, you guys, let go and go ahead and do support and go and build yourself up. Nobody else is gonna do it for you, and they're gonna give it to you. So you gotta go take it, you guys and girls. So go ahead and take it tomorrow down there at Fight Zone. Never know, they may have something going on else, some other stuff coming up, and you can find out what's going on when you step inside those doors, but you never know unless you show.
Right.
So thank you all. Thank you both, gentlemen. Thank you, Brandon. Thank you, Elvin. I cannot wait to see both of you guys get back in there and get your shine on. Do what y'all do. Hey, and y'all bring the heat. So y'all want that smoke? Y'all know where to find these two gentlemen. You find Brandon. You know where to find him at. You know where to find Elvin at. He gonna be at Bare Knuckle. What? Yes. And when Brandon comes back, he's gonna let us know where he's gonna be so we can show up and support and see him make it and see him start his journey back. And hopefully we'll be talking to Reggie soon. Maybe tomorrow, maybe this evening. I don't know. We'll have to find out. But I'm trying to catch up with him. He's busy. Training camp up to start. They make a fight announcements either today, tomorrow, or sometime this weekend for Bare Knuckles upcoming card. You guys, we just don't know. So stay tuned because you don't want to miss nothing. Yeah. Yep. That's where we at. Fight Heads MMA, Miss Nikki, our co-host today, Brandon, the janitor Pennington, was in the house with you today. So stay ready so you don't have to get ready. Love, peace, and hair grease, y'all. We out.
Love you. Later.
Yes.